Almighty morning. Welcome in, welcome in. We're a little bit early, but we already have a couple people on. Oh, wow, they're popping in. It's been four
Nice.
weeks, so I'm glad that you guys are coming back in. And I want to welcome Mezdulene to the show. Thank you for coming on. I had Michael at the end, right before I took my break, and I'm having you here when I get back.
Right.
I'm
Thank
so
you so
excited
much
about
for
that.
inviting me. I looked forward to this all month.
Oh, great. I did too. And a lot of people are asking who's coming on, when are you coming back? So it's great to have you here. And as I always start is how I met her. I've seen her at your place of spiritual wisdom, which is now your cosmic connection, 9720, um, West Peoria Avenue, Peoria, Arizona. Have to give the plug in while I'm on here. Um, that's where I had seen her, but I officially met her at Soul Search Scottsdale. This was the old location, and that was when Michael introduced us.
Right.
So,
Last year.
yes, that was last year. And we mentioned that we would I would love to do an interview. And so finally we got to fit you in, and I love it.
Thank
Again,
you.
trusting divine timing. So, great.
Right.
So, tell us about you. Introduce yourself.
Well, I'm a woman of many hats, as it turns out, over my life. My main passion is divine feminine belly dance. And I am also an author. I wrote several belly dance books. I have a new book coming out soon, a memoir about when I lived on the San Carlos Apache Reservation when I was a teenager. Um, and I'm a mystic. I am an intuitive. And so my fun job, it's a really fun job, is taking aura photos and giving people readings and explaining the colors of their auras and also their chakras. It shows their alignment of chakras. So those are the main things that I'm doing. And I live in Oregon, and I'm a mother and grandmother also. And my life partner is Michael Riley, and he moved to Oregon with me. I met him on the Big Island many years ago, but then we reconnected down in the Phoenix area where he was living, and I was visiting Arizona at the time. And so um, we are enjoying, you know, doing things up here in Oregon where it's nice and cool. So that's kind of a really in a nutshell bio.
How did you get started belly dancing?
Um, I started belly dancing, I think I was 24. I might have just turned 25. I was going through a really hard life transition at the time. And I lived way out in the boonies in the forest of Oregon, um, in the middle of BLM land. So Bureau of Land
Mhm.
Management is a huge, just thousand, or I don't know, hundreds of square miles, this one plot. And for some reason, there was this little lot in the middle of it. And so I was really isolated. And like I said, I was going through a hard time. And I had one person I knew down the road, about 3 miles down the road, and her name was Sandy. And one day she showed up. I was outside gardening, and she comes up the driveway with her goat. She walked 3 miles with her goat on a leash, and she said, "I came to invite you to belly dance class." And I was really in a down time. I was kind of depressed, and I was extremely shy normally. And I thought, why not? Who cares, right? So I went to class with her, and when I went in, the teacher, first of all, it was very welcoming. It's all women, and we sat on pillows around the room, and the teacher did a demo dance for us. And I thought, this is home. I mean, it just Since then, I realized I had past lives in Egypt, and because this art form goes back to the time of Mother Goddess worship thousands of years ago. And so I realized that um, it was home for me. For some of my lifetimes, I was a dancer. I was a temple dancer. I was a priestess. I um, had these various adventures throughout time. And so here I am in the present doing this art form, like I said, that dates back thousands of years. And it was the most healing. I'm a Reiki Master also. And between the Reiki and belly dance, it was the most healing thing. But the belly dance is what got me into the world. I was very isolated, very shy. And when I, um, when I was belly dancing, I became someone else. And I remember seeing Johnny Carson, if anybody remembers him. I know you do, Julie, but he said that he was very shy. And I thought, how is that possible? Because there he is, a famous guy on TV all the time. And then I got it after that, because when I stepped onto that stage, I was a different persona. And then over time, that blended, and now I'm me, whether I'm on stage or off stage, right? It was the best healing thing. It gives you confidence, it gives you self-esteem, very empowering. So that's my work with women, is teaching belly dance. And sometimes they come to me and they're kind of hunched down and
Yes.
looking down. And then after a few months, they're like, walking with their spine straight, and wearing, doing their hair or whatever, wearing makeup. And really, I've seen some amazing things with my students. I just get to watch them blossom. So yeah, it's very healing for women
And,
and
and
men too. I have to say, I've had a couple male students, but mostly it's a woman's dance.
Michael dances with you. You've taught him how.
We Not yet. Watch out.
Wow.
But I danced at a wedding last weekend, and then they had DJ dancing afterwards, just fun music, and he danced with me, and I was like, "Whoa, he can dance."
Good, good. I mean, I saw pictures from that, and it was a beautiful ceremony, and
It
I
was.
think, yeah, unfortunately couldn't be there, but I mean, it looked the whole area looked beautiful and just romantic is not the spiritual. It seems more of a word than romantic on that. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody, the energy coming from those pictures were great, just fabulous.
Yeah, and when I dance, it is spiritual. Not all belly dancers, some of them do it for exercise, some like to be the center of attention, like look at
Mhm.
me or whatever. But for me, my dance is my prayer. And so um, when I was dancing there, the minister was sitting right front and center, the minister of the wedding, that performed the wedding, and I thought, I wonder. He got it. I could tell by his face, because my dance is my prayer. It's a spiritual experience, and so yeah, that it's always a joy to dance, always. And the bride she was in my troupe, so
Oh,
she wanted to have belly dancing at her wedding.
I think that's fabulous.
Yeah.
That's great. And were the whole troop, did she join in to the belly dance?
Yes. Yeah, we've been practicing. She actually is on a leave of absence from my troupe because she has a job that at night, so she can't come to practice, but
Mhm.
she knows some of our dances, and so we practiced on her day off a few times, and so she joined us, and so that was fun. I'm sure it was fun for her family and the audience, the people that knew her. Um, and then she also did a solo. She's a beautiful dancer.
Wow.
So yeah, it was very fun. And traditionally, the in Egypt, and maybe other parts of the Middle East, but I know Egyptian weddings for sure. They do, I think it's called a Zephyr, and a belly dancer leads the procession in, like, in Indian weddings. My daughter married an Indian man, and they have this procession. And the procession, the person who leads it in, oh, this is a really funny story, by the way. I get to the wedding, and I don't know anything about Indian weddings, and I get there, and the lady who was, putting the wedding together, she looks at me and she says, "Did you bring the virgin?" And I said, "What?" No, nobody told me I had to bring a virgin. So they have a virgin leading the procession in.
Oh,
Fortunately, my niece was there, and she's really shy, but she did it for us, and she carried the tray of the malas, which are the flower things that they drape on each other, kind of like leis. And
mhm.
then but in Egypt, they have a belly dancer lead the procession, and the procession consists of the bride and the groom and their parents, and attendants and everything. And I've gotten to do that one time. It was very, very fun. So yeah, I live in a really small town, so we don't have a lot of Egyptian weddings around here.
I bet.
But yeah, so yeah, it's the belly dancing is it's such a vast. There's so many things that we do as belly dancers,
And
culturally, and and just for fun.
yeah, and I would not have thought that. I mean, I know that there's so many other cultures, but one, you have to bring a virgin to
Yeah,
this procession, and another a belly dancer. It's like how opposite. I'm not
right.
trying to, say
Yeah.
anything
Oh,
strange
I
about it,
know,
but
right.
it's always
That's why I
so.
told you that, because it's such a yeah, such an opposite thing. But the thing that's the same, and this is so interesting, because this Indian wedding also looked like there were several things that they did that was like a Jewish wedding. So it's very interesting how the cultures all blend together in ways. So like the Indians and the Egyptians both have that procession to lead in, just led by different kinds of women.
And we have a lot of people in the chat. Um, Andrew came in, welcome in. Uh, Young Peter came in. I always forget what name you wanted me to call you. Brenda Watt is part of our Tuesday night class, and she's from the Houston area. And let's see, next is Victor. He's from Sweden. Don is in. Grand rising to you both, he says. Okay, I'm put what Victor put in. Great to see you, Julie and Mezdulene.
Hi, Victor.
Robin Klink is from the East Coast, and she sent me a beautiful needlepoint. I always see it when I'm on, so I'm always looking up. But that's Robin. And
Nice.
then we've got Jasmina. Welcome in.
Yasmina, I know her name.
Yes. Okay. So, and she's asking for reading for later. And another awesome guest. Oh, thanks. Miss A5 says Angie is in. Anybody else? Oh, hi, Rose. Welcome in. Anybody else? No, that's about it. And I did put you guys, there will be readings later. I think, right? You're good for doing readings later? Okay, good. So we talked about your belly dancing, and so fascinating. And know we can talk all day about that.
That's right.
Question on you also do aura photography, don't you?
Right.
How did you get started with that?
Well, I had a friend, her name was Sharon, and she was definitely on a strong spiritual path. And she had this aura camera, and I knew her for years, and we became really close towards the end of her life. And one day she called me and she said, "Will you go do the elf fair? It's the Enlightened Living Fair for me and run the aura camera. And I'd never done anything like that in my life ever. And I said, well, and it was 2 days away. And I also had another gig that day. So I told her, I said, well, let me think about it. And then I thought, she's dying. I can't tell her no, right? I love her and I can't tell her no. And I have to be brave. So I go to this show, and I had to get permission to leave early since I had this gig in another city 2 hours away. And I just let go and channeled, and I did so many readings that day. People, and all I could think of when I got there is they're going to want Sharon, who am I, right? And then people were calling their family members and saying, come down here because you need to get your aura reading. And it was just crazy. It was like nonstop. And so what happened then after that, I'd go to that fair, and finally she moved me to the back of the room, and my I have a woman named Patty that she does the photography for me, and I do the readings. She does the photographs, and she comes in there and she goes, what did you do? Thinking I got in trouble. So they put me in the back of the room, and I said, no, it's because we were blocking the aisle. The people, there was lines and they were blocking the aisle, and she needed to put me in a place that had more room for, and so that was funny. And that's what got me started. And then when Sharon passed away, she gave me the aura camera. And then I bought a new one because that one was like 40 years old.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's how I got started. And it's very, very fun. I get to see, it's like an intimacy in a way. I get to see things about people that, that sometimes they don't even know about themselves. Sometimes they do, but they're like looking at me like, how could you know that? Right. I'm just seeing it in their aura. And so it's really a magical thing. And I love it so much. To see other people's divine radiance. Oh my gosh. What a blessing.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't had mine. I think it was because of fear. What's it going to turn out like? But yes, I think at the market, sorry, I don't want to use that other word. At the market that I will have it done for the first time. Mary will be doing it. I think you've met her probably over at Your Cosmic Connection.
Yeah. And I've had people say, oh, I'm afraid to do it. What if my aura's black or whatever? But I'm telling you, I've never seen an ugly aura. Never seen an ugly aura.
Beautiful.
So yeah, it's very fun.
And
so when you get it done, you might send me a picture, and so I can see what, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be great. And by someone going and seeking this, I mean, curiosity might be in the aura, but I don't think anything would be bad if they're seeking enlightenment. It's got to have pretty colors.
Yeah, they're beautiful. And then I do this one thing that I love doing. Sharon didn't do this, but I had somebody, I don't know how it came about, but I think it was a mother wanted to take a picture of her and her son together. And that got us started doing couples things. And so two people, and you put your hand on a plate so your hands overlap like this so that both people are touching the sensors. And I do an individual reading, a photo of each of them, and then one of them together. And it's so interesting because sometimes, and it's mothers and kids and cousins and best friends and husbands and wives, any kind of couple. And so you'll see one that's mostly blues and one that's mostly oranges or whatever. And together, the blue side is like blue, and the other person is orange. That side of the aura, right? But then you see people, this couple I had, and I'll just use that example, orange and blue, and together their aura was lavender.
Oh, wow.
And so together their energies, the blending of their energies, their energies definitely blend, but they create a different energy together than they do separately. It's very fun. It's just, I call it magic because the technology of how to, the hand plate and the technology of it is a mystery to me. So it's all, technology is magic to me.
Well, my question is, did you have one done with, sorry, keep that up there, with Michael?
We haven't done that yet.
I want to see that. I
Yeah, I
would
want to
love to
see
see
it
the
too.
blending of that.
That's a really good idea. Yeah. I don't know why we haven't thought of that. That's funny. It's because
Exactly.
I'm usually set up at shows and it just is
Um,
so busy, but yeah, well, I'm going to make a point. I'm going to make a note of that right now.
Thank you. And I think that would be a great post for the two of
Yeah.
you and to
Yeah, it would.
promote what you do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I would love to see the colors on that because we know you're soulmates, and
Yeah.
it doesn't happen that often that I
No,
really
it's,
truly meet a soulmate, a soulmate couple. So,
yeah, it's very rare. You're right.
and that doesn't mean there's not a lot out there, people. It just means that when you see them together is a very rare occurrence. I know
Right.
I found a couple when I was walking around, what was it, Changing Hand Bookstore in Tempe one Christmas time. I felt the love coming off these two. And this was before I really felt comfortable with what I do. If I meet them again, I will go up to them and say, the love that you two are sharing is so beautiful. I can feel it. The energy is very vibrant and very, I mean, it was just being in their presence, and I'm getting the feeling right now. It's so high vibrational. Um, and that love was going to everyone around them.
Right. Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Firestar Lord is asking who Michael is. Glad you found your, yeah. That's it. Michael is her soulmate. Do I have anything? I don't know if I have anything of his in here.
Yeah. He was on her show, I think the
June
end of June.
24th.
Yeah.
And Michael Riley.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I'm going blank here. I have all. Let me see if I have anything of his. But yeah, usually I add it to something else. Da, 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 da.
Well, we're on Facebook. I'm easy to find because I'm the only Mezdulene there. And there's a photo of us, a recent photo from the wedding this
Oh,
weekend. So yeah.
yeah. So check out Mezdulene on Facebook, and you'll be able to see who Michael Riley is. And that is very odd that I don't have. Well, I'm not supposed to grab it, obviously. What was I going to say? Yes, he told the story about when he was
How we
told to
met.
get a hold of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, reconnected. Yeah,
Right.
and it
That was
was.
magical.
I know it's
It
a
was.
gorgeous story.
Yeah. He says 2 syllables changed his life. The
Yes,
find Mez. Yeah.
yeah. And then he says, Mezzalene is not a hard person to find.
Right.
So once he found you, for example, like the lens that came down as wheel, you can follow. Oh, great, Firestar Lord. Yes. Okay. So, oops. Okay. Soulmates. What I do understand is similar to twin flames. Nah, not exactly. I can be wrong, but I've been feeling my soulmate in my town. It's just wait to see till this biker comes in. Yes. Well, don't be disappointed if your soulmate is not a biker. because
Right.
soulmates can be, um, not to be weird, but soulmates, it has nothing to do with romance or anything. It could be an animal, it could be a sister, a brother. It, you just never know.
And you can have more than one too.
Yes. But to see a couple, that's rare.
Yeah.
You have to define soulmate as far as I know. There's the left shoe and the right shoe. Okay. Okay. Yes, soulmates have nothing to do with shoes. No offense. But
Oh, SOLE. I get it.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And if I've met my soulmate, I don't know. I don't really, it's not, it happens when it happens. And again, as you talk about um, divine feminine goddess, it is a divine um, connection. Soulmates are. So,
It is. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, we looked at each other and we'd known each other for years. We're weren't connected for about 13 years. Lost touch with each other. And then when he found me in 2023, actually 2 years ago, it was in July. And we talked and visited and everything, and we were just friends. And that was it. He was a really good friend. And then one day we were sitting next to each other and we just looked, and it was this instant thing, this knowing. It was like this download kind of thing where that you just knew, and it was like, oh my goddess, what what is going on? Because um I have lots of friends, and I did not expect that. Did not expect that. So then it was like, okay, where do we go from here? Because we knew, both of us had that, like that sensation of knowing, just knowingness. So yeah, you never know. It could just be somebody that's in your life that, and then ta-da.
yes. And that you had the download at the same time. You
Yeah,
both did. And
right.
it's just,
And
I
it's like
know.
we just recognized each other. We hadn't recognized each other yet. All of a sudden we recognized each other. That's what it felt like. Like, oh, that's who you are. Yeah.
That's why
So,
we're here. Yes.
yeah,
Oh. And it's like a whole new, I wouldn't say chapter, it's a whole new book for you, the two of you.
right. Definitely.
So are you going to get a book on that as well? I know you do
Oh,
the
I don't
belly
know.
dance.
Maybe.
And your information on the Aura camera and your readings, not, of course, not to specifically call out every reading, but that would be interesting too. I don't know if anybody's done that about Aura cameras. I'll have to take a look and see. But
Well, I did write a little book. It's only a 10,000 word book, but it's called
oh,
Aura Awareness, because that's the name of
okay,
my Aura business. And it talks about the colors, and then it gives some examples of readings that I've done that were kind of um, not to specific people, but kind of a compilation of, like, because different people, even though they're both blue, it doesn't mean the same thing depending on the person.
okay,
Um, I mean, it means blue is about, speaking your truth and that sort of thing, but how it's interpreted depends on, that's where the intuition comes in, depends on the people
yeah.
themselves, their energy.
Oh, and then Peter is saying, I've been feeling stronger, but weird at the same time, like some new chapters coming for me. Very good. There's a lot of energy, especially right now, going on. We've
Yeah.
got we've got two portals. Well, the 7-7 portal just closed, but we have the Lion's Gate portal that has opened, and that's
Yeah.
always magical. And what else? We've got a total solar eclipse coming up. We have a full moon. Is that today or is it
I think it's today. Well, it
today?
sure it was full last night here. It looked full.
Ah,
Beautiful. Because we don't always get to see the moon here because we have lots of clouds. So I get excited when we can see the moon.
yes. I've taken a lot of beautiful pictures of the full moon with clouds around it. So
Mm-hmm.
I always like that too. Um, do you utilize that camera for taking other pictures, or is that just you take people?
Just just for people, and you have to be there in person because you have to put your hand on the hand plate. So
Okay.
that's the way it works. And I'm supposedly able to do animals, but I've never set that up and given that a try yet. So that it would be fun to like go to the mall and take aura photos of animals someday.
And too bad you're not coming to November 7th because we're going to have puppy love out there.
Oh yeah.
And that would be perfect so they can check out the puppy before they adopt
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah, so the people have a hand plate that has little dots of contact thing, but the pet one, which like I say I haven't even used it yet, is just a plate, a metal solid plate so that their paw can just sit on it and they're connected. So yeah, I've just been so busy, but I've had the aura camera for years and I haven't done it yet.
I think you'd make, and it's not about making the money, it isn't. But I think that it would be very interesting to see how many and what types of people you have come in. Because
Yeah,
I've
and then
noticed, go ahead.
then reading an animal, that would be fun, right?
Yes. And a cat, because whether you believe it or not, cats can, and dogs for that matter, any animal can be a familiar.
That's right.
So I would love to see a familiar cat be on that too, and listen to the reading afterwards. That would be
Yeah,
amazing.
you're
Hello,
right.
Miss
Yeah,
Harley.
you're inspiring me now.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad, and that's what this is all about. It's connect, share, and inspire. I mean, that's what communication and connections is all about. Right, Miss Harley? Miss Harley is from the Massachusetts area. So, and she's part of our Tuesday night squad as well. And there's a lot of people that hopefully will be coming on shortly. Okay. But we've had Rose here, we've had Harley, Don's been in, Robin, and so many more. So, let's see. Were there any? I mean, we've talked about belly dancing. We've talked about the aura camera. How do you become a mystic?
That's a really good question. Um, I was born on a spiritual path as far back as I can remember. I've been connected to source, to spirit, whatever words you want to use. And so when I was a child, there was a lot of abuse. And, you know, you hear about disassociation when they talk about, people having traumatic things happen and they disassociate. And so, but for me, I went to spirit. I was always protected. I just went to spirit. And I wrote a letter for the shamanic journal years ago, wrote an article about that, about the disassociation and how it worked for me. And I hope, because what happens when you do a shamanic journey, I also do that, is that you go to the spirit world and then you talk to power animals or spirit guides, whoever shows up, And that's what I did as a small child. I would just go, go to the spirit world. And so I feel like I was really blessed. And then as time went on, I'd see things or hear things, and you learn to shut that down, um, because people don't want to hear that. They don't want to, um, especially your family. Um, they don't want uh, to have a weird child. Let's put it that way. I don't know, but anyway. And so then when I started belly dancing is when I started really opening up my heart chakra, especially when I felt my heart chakra open. I was doing a rib circle, and all of a sudden I felt this like strong sensation of just my heart just blowing open. And I didn't even know what chakras were at the
Oh,
time.
wow.
And I was in my early 20s. And then soon after that, I took a Reiki class, and then I learned about the chakras and energy and all that, definitely. And so that the combination of the belly dance and the Reiki is when I understood that I was not, there were other people like me, let's put it that way. And so
Mhm.
then I was able to come into my own as far as being an intuitive or a mystic, and then it's just developed over time. And now I love it. I love being a mystic. You see things, you can't always say anything. Like you said, you saw that couple and you didn't
Mhm.
say anything. Well, sometimes I see things that aren't, I see couples that their energy is like clashing, or like
Oh, wow.
nails on a, or fingernails on a chalkboard or something, and or you'll get a sensation that it's not appropriate to talk about. They don't ask you, um and
Yeah.
so sometimes that's hard, you really want to help someone or whatever, but they have to ask. You can't just go up and start, you know giving somebody a reading. um so yeah, but you see things, you hear things. Sometimes I hear things, feel, definitely feel things. That's the biggest one for me, is the emotional stuff. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. And Alia's come in. She's from Italy. She says she's a mystic. She took a Reiki course. It helped me manage my Kundalini energy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that between the two, the belly dancing, the Reiki, that um, your Kundalini energy is pretty strong, and you
Yeah,
can use
it
it.
was the yeah, perfect combination, because what happens when you belly dance is you embody that. It's like you're using all your chakras, you're embodying that energetic influence, or energetic expression, I should say. And and so that's different. People, they don't, we always say body, mind, spirit, and we work on the spirit a lot, and we work on the mind, but we forget about the body part of it, right? So
Yes.
that's what belly dance has done for me, is it's helped me embody spirit.
Embody spirit. I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense. And that's when you said that you were doing the belly dancing, but you did not understand chakras. And it's like, to me, that would be one and the same. You would need to know your energies.
Yep. So that's how I teach now. But my teacher, she didn't know what chakras were. And she belly danced just for fun, and just for fun, learning the steps and the music and everything, which is fine, and it's good
Yeah.
exercise too, really. I have a friend who's pregnant right now, and she also is a belly dancer. She's young. She's 27, I think. And I told her, um, her biggest concern was pushing during childbirth. I said, don't worry about that. You're a belly dancer. Um, I had my kid out in 3 pushes.
Wow.
So
Great.
it's like, your core is strong when you're a belly dancer. So it's definitely uh, physically good exercise, good thing to do. And like for me, it's also my prayer.
Yeah. And I love that. And how your life has meshed together well. It might have taken time. Yep. But now
Mm-hmm.
it just seems to be really woven well.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. It took time. It took a while. The hardest lesson I think for almost everybody is learning to love themselves.
Yes. I agree with
So
you.
that, yeah, I finally got that lesson.
It does take a while. It
Yeah.
does. And then to concentrate on it,
Yeah.
it does make a difference. Is associated with connection to the body, creativity, and sensuality. Kundalini is connected to spiritual power of Shakti.
Right.
I'm not familiar with that, but okay. And is that more of a Indian India teaching?
Shakti is, but
Okay.
the belly dance is actually Middle Eastern. So it comes from the Middle East. Um, and we do steps from Syria, Lebanon, Egypt, um, Morocco, all over the Middle East, of course, Saudi Arabia, and we incorporate, but that's the Americanized version, right? We call it AMCAB, it's American Cabaret. We
Oh,
bring all those diverse elements into the dance and then add the American thing is the veil. You've seen people do veil work. That's the American edition. So,
well, and what about is it the Egyptians, the dance of the seven veils? Isn't
you
that?
know, that's a myth. And
Okay.
so, um, but we have incorporated it in here in America. I used to have a belly dance competition. It was an international competition. It was called Belly Dancer USA, but people came from other countries too. And I had a dream of adding a category called the Seven Veil category. And that, oh my gosh, that was so much fun because dancing with seven veils. I mean, you do it one or two. Sometimes you can dance with two veils at a time, but yeah, it's that's where the mind part I think comes into the body, mind, spirit. Um, so yeah, in past history BC, the dancing they did was very much like belly dancing, if not the same. The music they danced to and dance to now calls this in the spirit. It's as the soul jumps out of the body and controls the moves. So it it is the oldest dance. It does come from before Christ's time. Um, and it does feel like when you let go and you just let your body move to the music, it does feel like your soul is taking charge, right? You just let go. I let go of Mezdulene and just let spirit come through. And so what happens for me too, and this is something that's I don't know if it's unique to me, but I haven't seen it anywhere else, but I channel divine feminine love. Actually not just divine feminine love. I channel divine love, unconditional love, and it comes through me. It comes out of my heart and through my arms and into my hands. And so then when I dance for the audience, they feel that. And I've had people tell me they felt a healing happen, or they saw light coming out of my hands, or just different reactions like that. So that's what keeps me dancing at my age, is that being that channel for divine unconditional love. So yeah, it's amazing. So it is, I do kind of step aside and let the ego goes away.
Wow. That is so cool. It is very neat. Um, there's so many mystic, author. And what about your books? You talked about it's mainly belly dancing books that you have. You wrote a letter or an
I
article.
I've written lots of articles, but my books are, one of them is called The Soul of Belly Dance, and I wanted to, a lot of teachers forget about the culture behind the dance, and I wanted to include that, the culture and the history of the dance. And then I have one, my favorite one is called Belly Dance Transformations, and it's an anthology of I thought it would be, all women, because most dancers I know are women, but there's also a man he wrote in there because he's a belly dance musician. And it's how belly dance, each person tells a story of how belly dance transformed their lives or healed them. Like, one person was in an auto accident and she'd injured her back, and they said that she'd never be able to do certain things again, and belly dancing healed her, and just different stories like that. And then I have one it's a memoir called um, Dances with Veils, Journey to the Divine Feminine. And then I wrote Aura Awareness. I also have a Middle Eastern cookbook that I put together. So yeah, I used to have for 20 years I had an international belly dance magazine.
Oh,
So it was called Jarita. And and then my new book I'll be publishing is completely not belly dance, but it's called Blonde Girl on the Reservation, and it's
oh,
my memoir of when I lived on the reservation as a girl, and the San Carlos Apache Reservation, and that's the next one. And then I'm writing two more books, so I have a lot on my plate.
yeah.
I love to
So
write.
San Carlos,
Hmm.
that's not that far. That's a
That's right.
good,
Not from you, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I went
Go
to high
there.
school in Globe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you know any shamans from that area? I mean, how did you? No, just
No, they've pretty much lost their culture, sadly.
yeah.
That's why I almost gave up on the book, because I felt so bad about, but then Michael told me no, he kind of started channeling when I was talking about it, that it's more important now than ever, to because the book has um it's my story, but
Yeah.
it's also the mysticism of the Apaches. I mean, there was so many things that I experienced there, and talk about mystic and mystical. When I lived there, it was over 50 years ago, and
Oh, wow.
there was, in Peridot, the area I lived, we had a trading post. That's how I was there. My family had a trading post passed down from the 1800s, and we were the only telephone. But yet I could get bucked off my horse way out in the desert, and by the time I got back to the store, everybody be talking, "Are you okay? I heard you got bucked off your horse." How'd they hear? There was no people around. I was in the middle of the desert, right? Um, they always it's like a reservation telepathy. I saw it more than once. It was just, there's so many things. I got to see ceremonies. Yeah, it was quite an experience, and I finally wrote about it, and it's done. I just haven't published it yet, so I'm excited about that. You can tell.
Yeah, it sounds like a good one. I have a Robin says she has Apache blood. Great. I have a friend of mine who is the original landlord. He's a designer, and I know that's where his. I think that's where his son resides. Um, and he's from there, but he was born and raised in the Phoenix area. So
Mm-hmm.
he's. I don't want to mispronounce it, but Dine.
Danae, yeah.
Dine. Okay.
I think that's Navajo, though.
But he's part
Yeah,
Navajo. These days, every one I'm meeting, every indigenous person I'm meeting, Native American, they have more than one tribe that
yeah,
they're part of, and it's unusual to me, but I'm meeting so many, so it's nice to know. A friend of
yeah.
mine also is Choctaw, but she's adopted, so she didn't know what she was. She had to look it up, and so she knew something, but she didn't know what was going on. So Alia, do man? Oh, okay. We did talk about this a little bit, but Alia's asking, and she's from Italy.
Some men do belly dance. It's kind of like we're in the new world where it used to be just a women's dance. Men danced, but they danced a different form of dance. I mean, in Middle Eastern cultures, everybody dances. Anytime there's a wedding or a party or a gathering, people dance. They play music and dance. Men dance a different way. But now in modern times, where we're free to be who we want to be, right? Men do actually learn the traditional art of belly dance, and I've seen men also become empowered by that because it really helps their self-esteem. So I had one male student that overcame some really difficult challenges after, while he was belly dancing, and he had social, I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's a terror of being, among people kind of thing. And he overcame that. He loved belly dancing. And then I've met men who in other areas that are phenomenal. So yeah, it's very fun.
Okay.
And kids can do it too, and grannies can do it. I'm having my belly dance retreat coming up, and if I asked people out of 70 or 80 women at my belly dance retreat, how many of you are grandmothers, half of them would raise their hands.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all ages, all sizes, all cultures. It's fun.
And let me pull that up while we're talking about it. This is
Yeah.
her belly dance retreat coming in September 11th through the 14th in Oregon, not here in Arizona, people. She's in Oregon.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
uh, Harley, you asked about dancing with swords, and I think it was Robin who said that would be dangerous. She actually has a video of the wedding that she went to this last weekend where they are with swords. So check that out. And you see the spelling of her name. Just go on Facebook, look that up, and you'll see her.
Yeah, and so on Facebook it's Mezdulene Bliss, but you'll see me.
Yeah.
And that I just posted that at the top of my feed, the sword dance. So it's
Okay.
very, very fun. The story behind the swords is that back in the day, men would go to war and they use swords and they'd dance around the fire and tell stories of their exploits with the swords. And this is the story. I don't know what, if it's a myth or what, but anyway. And the women were like, well, you think you're good, we can dance with swords, so yeah. So anyway, that's the fun story behind sword dancing that has been passed down.
Well, one thing about that I don't think those guys want to mess with the women dancing with the swords, because if they can dance with the sword, they can do a lot of
Yep.
damage.
And they're real. We use well, scimitars is what we're dancing with in the video, and they're real. They're just not sharpened, but they're sharp enough.
Even a dull blade does damage.
I mean, you could whack somebody. They're very heavy. You could whack someone. That'd be enough.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay, let's see.
No.
Robin, I thought the sword was real too. No, it's real. It is real. That's what she's just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had to go back and take a look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're real.
Yeah, but they're not and the word pops up flippant with those swords. They're very
controlled.
Controlled, and they understand what they can do with it and what they can't do with it. They don't mess around. I went to meet Mezdulene in person.
Oh, sweet. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you'll love her. Harley, she's She's really great. Me too. Yes. Again, she's having a retreat on September 11th through the 14th.
And you
So
don't have to you don't have to be a belly dancer. I have two rates. One is a lower rate if you're not taking classes. Because over time, people said, well, can I bring my mom? Can I bring my sister? Can I bring my best friend? And so it's a chance to be in the Oregon woods with a river and beautiful cabins. And yeah, but it's women only.
So, where is Michael coming down here at that time, or?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he'll be stuck at home.
Oh,
He'll be right. He's working on his book, so that's probably what he'll be doing.
yeah, and he's doing a lot up there too. Takes oh, her husband to Sweden. Yes,
That would be awesome. I love to travel. Haven't been to Sweden.
and he lives in a beautiful area. He sent pictures. We've known him for what, 3 years now? 3, 4 years? Yeah, 4 years. Coming in November was his first time. November 11th, 2022 is when he went live for the first time. But
Wow, you have a memory.
it pops up when I sometimes there are times where I can't think of that word. Obviously, it was not needed at the time. I just have
Right.
so it's good. And we have about 4 minutes. So why don't we go ahead and take a break? And I will be showing some videos while we take a break, and then we'll get back to the readings when Mez comes back. So please have your questions in there. Yes, I have a few of you already penned to be read. However, get your questions in and as soon as possible so I can we can get going when we get back. And let me find a video clip real quick. We'll just start with this one. Here we go.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Oh, you're back.
So when I started on this healing journey about 2 years ago, my life was like really unmanageable, and I got shut. You know how the universe or God kind of like taps you on the shoulder, you don't listen, kind of gives you a little push, you don't listen, shoves you to your knees, you still don't listen. I got shoved on my ass, and so I needed to really change the way I was living.
Okay. That was Valerie Bertinelli. You're back.
Yeah.
Who's wants a reading? 4 years. I was in live. Yeah. Okay. He was the first one in, and he's still here. So Andrew, we'd like a general reading. Okay.
Just general, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when I do reading, I channel, and I just open myself up to that. So just a second. So, Andrew, what I'm seeing is that there's change coming for you, and that this change has it is it doesn't look like it's going to be that easy, but it's the purpose of the change is to raise your vibrations, because right now you're vibrating at a fairly high level, but you're going you're going to be amped up, if that makes sense. So you're going to be lifted up higher. And so I'm not sure what what the change is. They're not showing me that, but that it is coming, and that it will be very beneficial for you. And there's also something about there's nature. I can see nature in the so you might think about I don't know where you live. I know it's really hot in Arizona right now, but even in the heat, when I go to Arizona, I will go out in nature. I'll do it early in the morning, or I'll do it, in the evening. And for me, being from Oregon, I have to use an umbrella, but wherever you are, try and get out into nature and just let yourself connect to the divine, and connect to the land, the earth. And this is going to help you with the transition, and it's definitely going to help you with that vibrational raise.
North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why what I was seeing, the nature that I was seeing was not Arizona. So
Okay. And Joe Peter, what is your question? And I'm glad you're still here. So, do you have any other questions or response to that feedback, Andrew? Let me give you a second. Okay. Let me get. And Jasmina was one of the first ones in. Are you still here, Jasmina? Because you asked for a reading as well. And most likely you already know Mez. So. Resident. Okay. So do we have a reply from anybody? Oh, it's coming from me. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. And
you're so welcome.
yeah. Changing different channel. Okay. And Harley popped in next. Would love a reading on what's coming up. Am I off alignment or not? Thank you.
One of the things I want to share with you before I get to the reading is that when I was on the Big Island for a few weeks back in 2012, I met a kahuna, and the kahunas are the spiritual leaders. It's the Hawaiian, Huna is the Hawaiian um, spirituality. And he told me that we that we are in alignment with spirit is connected to joy. So if we are feeling joy, we are in alignment, and the degree that we're not feeling joy, whatever degree that is the degree that we're out of alignment with spirit. And I just thought that was so simple, but so interesting. So always remember that when I want to be in alignment, to get into that space of joy. Now, for me, it's love. So let me see what's coming through. The first thing that I get is it's just I heard the word heart. Really kind of like pay attention. So pay attention to your heart, and what they want you to know is that your heart is. People say listen to your heart, lead with your heart, those kind of things. But for you, it's about there's a core issue that's going on in your heart, and um, it is also affecting your lungs, and it's well, it affects your whole body. But for some reason, that area right there, the heart and the lungs, are being affected. It looks like, it feels like that there's some aspect of you that um, might need your attention right now, and what they're telling me is that surround that, whether it's grief or guilt or there's something there for you to look at and surround it with love. Just surround it with love, because your heart has the power. Your heart is so powerful. That's what I'm telling you right now. Your heart is so very powerful. And so you have the power to heal yourself. But the other thing is that other people, when other people come into your presence, they feel a comfort. They feel it's like a healing for them also. They feel a comfort. They feel like they can trust you, and it's like you accept them for who they are. But it's for you, it's your heart. Look at your heart and feel your heart, and let your heart just like open and heal. Just surround any kind of distress or um, issue that you might have or that might come up with that loving essence that you're bringing it in from the divine. It's combined with your own unique expression of heart, but you're also bringing it in from the divine. And when you have an issue, you can surround it with love, and then thank it. Say, I love you. Thank you for bringing me this message, or for bringing me this energy, and maybe ask it if it has a message. And then once you feel that connection, you feel that maybe you got a message, then it's like allow that love to just lift it back to source, back to spirit. So that is what came through. Do you have a question or anything?
Let's see what she said. We had a little problem with the sound there for a little bit. I sent a message to Michael, but it cleared up.
Oh.
So if he helped her.
Good. I'm so glad it made sense.
Okay. And yeah, okay, let's see where we're at next as far as who's coming in. Okay. Oh, yes, let's go to Robin. And yes, I have Victor, Joe, Peter. Did you have a question? I think you did, but we'll get back. Or do we do Joe and Peter already? I think we did. Okay, we'll check. However, Robin Klink. Trying to put it on. Why isn't it coming on? Hide. That is very strange. that. Oh, are you still there? Is everybody still there?
Where'd Julie go? Like I said earlier, the magic of technology.
Is everyone still there? Yep, there we go. I don't know what happened, but
You disappeared.
yes. It said could not load. The chat's not loading. Ah, just having technical difficulties all of a sudden. Could not update it. Okay, now the chat's coming back on. There it goes. Okay. Tip adding costs. Let's see. You get back on. I went to load something and it wouldn't load and it kicked me out, but I made it back. Okay. Having issues with my communication. Oh, that's what she's saying. She's having issues with my communication. And let's go with in terms of what's coming up for me in terms of love. And for some reason, Robin, I couldn't get to you. I'm going to get to you in a minute. Let's see if I can do it with Joe and Peter first. Okay, what is coming up for me in terms of love and my music? Yes.
Okay. They're telling me that music is your love. So when you what I'm seeing is that your music is your love, and that your expression of music is an expression of love. And if it's not, it will be. Okay, so it's like important that when you express yourself in whatever form, but music is absolutely just I think one of the best ways to express yourself as a dancer. Music is everything. So by saying that bringing the dancer aspect in, it also opens up when you use your music in the world, it draws people to you. People, because that music is an extension of you, it comes from your heart, you're doing it because you love it. That is, and it's an expression of your own personal essence. And so in that means it's an extension. That music is an extension of who you are spiritually. And so when you come from the heart and you express that music, it brings people to you. And so the trick is to let go of the mind, let go of the left brain, and to let that divine essence just come through you as you express whatever form of music it is, to like take yourself out of the way, your ego self, because sometimes the ego self, we think of the ego as not being good, but it is good. It's it also protects you, but sometimes it also keeps that left brain going, right? The ego is like talking to you and saying, you didn't do this enough, or you did that wrong, or whatever, that kind of thing. And so when we do creative things like music and dance and art, any kind of art form, let that ego just have a rest, just set it over on the shelf, or let it go play in a tree or something. Let it have a rest, a break, and just let spirit flow through you, out your heart and out into your music. And it's so beautiful. What I'm seeing is so beautiful. What is coming to you because of that loving expression. It's like your gift that you're offering to the world, and people will respond to that. And it feels like there is actually connection that you'll make, like a love connection. I'm not sure, if it's romantic or if it's like just somebody coming into your life that your expression will bring to you. And so just allow yourself to just flow. And again, put that ego, that part of you that is also kind of judgment and doubt, give it a break. Just give it a break and just let your spirit shine.
Wow.
Yeah, see, sometimes I love my music. Sometimes I do hate my music. Yesterday I made a song. Yeah, so if you come from a place of love, see, that's the important thing, is to express your music with love. That's what I was getting really strongly. That will shift things for you in ways that you'll marvel. I'm excited for you.
Yeah. And this is what I was trying to bring up earlier and got kicked out. So thank you for posting that, Robin.
Robin, first of all, you have my condolences. My heart goes out to you. Let me see what they give me. I know that this can sound trite, where you hear, oh, they've been called home or called back to God or whatever, but really truly that does happen. And so your sister, it's like there's something. She's a powerful spirit, first of all, very powerful spirit, soul, very powerful soul. And so what her, like, what they're showing me is that what happened is that there's something she feels called to do very strongly, and it's something that she couldn't do in this realm, in this 3D realm. And so she needed to go back to the light, back to spirit, and she'll be able to do what she feels called to do on that level, that higher vibrational level. Whatever it is, okay. She's being called to do some kind of healing, and she couldn't do it by herself. And so she has transitioned, because it's kind of like her team, her cosmic team, her ethereal team that is there, will now help her do what she feels called to do. And I feel this, I see it really clearly, that she is very connected to you, and that and she wants you to know that what she has to do is so important, and she just couldn't do it here in her human form. She had to go back to her soul form in order to do this work. She wants you to know that you're part of this work, and that she is still very connected to you, and she welcomes you to reach out to her, to ask her if you have questions for her, and to, if you feel comfortable doing it in real time, but it might be during dream time, just watch for what am I trying to say? Watch for signs, because she's going to be showing you. She'll show up. It's just not in the way you expect it. So watch for signs. And but definitely she wants you to know that she loves you so much, and that you're a part of this.
Excellent. And she says, Kelly and I have been talking about exact things. So
Oh, good. So you got it.
and this is just another demonstration that love continues. The body might
Yeah.
not, but love does. And the connections.
Definitely. Right, that connection. So you have a relationship, we talk about body, mind, spirit. Like I said before, we have a relationship with the other person's body, with their mind, but now it's spirit. Your relationship with her is a spiritual relationship, which is, gosh, the highest form, right?
And so, and I know, I remember her going through it and letting us know. She had baked a lot of things for a 4th of July celebration, but she couldn't do it because she had so many things to do to take care of her sister
Yeah.
family. So yeah, and trust in divine timing. There's a reason why it happened then and not later.
Right.
So okay, and Jasmina, are you still here? Okay, we'll go to Victor is next. Alia, you're up afterwards. Okay, get rid of that. So this is Victor from Sweden.
Okay, Victor.
And he did say one other thing before you go.
Okay.
Let me see if I can show it. Love to see if Grandma coming. Been feeling her so strongly lately. Okay.
Okay. What they want you to know is, if you're feeling Grandma, trust yourself. Trust that that's truth, and that you are feeling her, that she is there for you, and that she's having a blast. I don't know what's going on up there, she's feeling joy, and she wants you to know that, and she wants you to feel joy too. It's just, I'm feeling all this joy. It's really awesome. So that's like what she wants you to know now, because that she wants you to know that she's really in a good place, and she is feeling so much joy and bliss, and she would love to kind of pass some of that along to you. So what they're showing me is that you, Victor, you have the ability to connect with your grandma, but also with other souls who have passed over, who have transitioned to the other side. And so they want you to know that if you want to, you could pursue what we call mediumship. But it doesn't even have to be mediumship. Just like sometimes you can be doing a healing for someone, and a loved one will come through from the other side for them, and it feels like you're not confident in that, and they really want you to know that you have this ability. And whether it doesn't mean you have to use it or you have to develop it, but if you want to, you do have the ability, and you could develop it. And whether you just use it for yourself, connecting to loved ones on the other side, or if you use it for other people, that's your choice. we always have free will and personal choice, and they want you to know that for sure it's your choice. And so, yeah, they're showing me that you are a more high vibrational human, and that you've done a lot of work already, whether it's other lifetimes or this lifetime or both, and that you're ready to take the next step. So that's what I'm seeing, what I'm getting for you.
Okay, and he was spinning. There you go.
Oh, I love it. Painting is such a beautiful medium for connecting with the divine. I love it.
And we do have some follow up on Robin as well. You might have seen at least one of the things before you went to Victor. We always talk about communication in
Oh,
our life.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Oddly enough, she helped me find personal info like passwords from spirit form.
Wow.
So she helped her find her, I guess Kelly is her name, find Kelly's stuff in order for her to complete what she needed to complete. I think that's what she meant.
Wow. That's
So,
powerful.
yeah, that is just amazing. And it's
Wow.
good to
If she can do
hear.
that, think of what else is waiting for you being connected to her. Wow.
And if she's doing something big to heal or whatever on that side, be prepared because you're her hands right now. She's going to
Yeah.
work through you. I'm sorry, I don't mean to, but if she's already
No, that's
working through
good.
you, she's working
That's
through you.
Yeah, that's
So,
good. So I'm glad you see it too.
yeah, wow, that is amazing. Okay, and let's see who we've got now. Again, I'm going to ask for Jasmina. Okay, but before that, Alia. Hmm. Wow.
Okay. Okay. They're saying trust yourself. You feel that you have some kind of connection with him, and sometimes we disregard our feelings or we doubt our feelings, but our feelings are a type of guidance that we have. And if you're feeling that connection, then that is your truth. So they want you to know to trust yourself and to trust your truth, and that if you feel a connection to Merlin, you have a connection to Merlin. And so now what they're showing me is that Merlin is a representation of magic and of like otherworldly connections or things that we as humans see as otherworldly, right? Magic and so what they're saying is that you are being called to experience more in that realm, experience more magic, learn more about magic, like what magic is to you, and how they're talking connect it to miracles, magic and miracles. So sometimes we think of miracles as being magical things, and so okay, they're showing me that that you have abilities that you haven't connected to, and that this Merlin is kind of like a spirit guide for you. If you want to connect with Merlin, make a conscious effort, like light a candle, do a meditation, and just ask if there's a specific question or if you just want guidance. But there is something, an ability inside of you that is ready to emerge, ready to express. And that's why you're feeling this connection, because you need, it's kind of like you need a little bit of advice, a little bit of influence and support. So that's what's happening here. That you're ready to kind of open up, you're ready to express in a way that you either haven't before or you haven't owned it yet. You haven't owned it. That it's kind of like a superpower that you have that you've kind of doubted. So own that. And your connection with, I see Merlin teach me how to work with the elements. Yeah. So you have that ability it's kind of like, it's just ready to grow. So let him help you and guide you if that's, if, again, we always have free will. So if that's something you want to do, work with the elements, it'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. She's in Italy and loves the islands around the Mediterranean. So I would love to see your work with the elements and see what happens.
Yeah.
Please video.
Yeah. We need updates. Yeah.
That's amazing. All right. Anybody else would like a reading? I think Jasmine is the only one who has not answered the call. So, but I guess she's not here. Was there anyone else who had a question? I know that Katie had to leave. But I'm not seeing anybody else. Please post in the chat if you would like that. Okay. Like a reading?
You're so welcome.
Yeah. So we've got about a half an hour. So more information. You talked about growing up as a blonde on the San Carlos Reservation.
Mm-hmm.
And what years were you? Were you a teenager? You said something like that, or?
Yeah. I was 12 to 17.
Oh wow, those are formative years. Where did you live before that? Prior to that?
San Diego.
Oh, okay.
My dad worked in the space program. I want to address Alia. She wrote, I practice telekinesis. I work with my focus and intention to move light objects. That's beautiful. So it's funny because what I forgot to say when I was channeling is that I saw a globe of light. And so that fits right in with that. Yeah. And it was a globe of light, but it kind of had sparklies like on behind me. They're sparkles, but it was like little light sparkles coming off of that globe of light. It was very beautiful. So I can't believe I didn't already tell you that. Sometimes when you channel, it's hard because what's happening is it's coming through more as energy, and then you have to translate it, translate what you're seeing or feeling or whatever. And so, yeah, it's different. That's so cool.
Yeah. Very, very Merlin-esque. So.
Right. Definitely.
There she goes.
Beautiful.
Light.
Yeah.
And Harley suggested um, that she visit Scotland.
That Alia visit Scotland?
Mhm.
Yeah, I would recommend that also. And if you do get to visit Scotland, the Isle of Iona has such incredible divine feminine energy, and I've been wanting to go back. And I just was on that island briefly. There is an abbey there that they've kept reconditioned over the centuries, but the nunnery is in ruins. But that's where, you know, I felt so much energy, and I'm going to go back because the book that I'm writing it's a future book, but it's about the divine feminine, and that Scotland is full of I just had so many connections there and channeled some different energies. So yes, Scotland is amazing for the elements. It's one of the most incredible places I've ever been. So yeah, I'm with Harley. Go to Scotland.
So energy wise, Scotland is one of the highest for you.
Yeah, it was so incredible. I was very blessed to go there. And then what's so funny is I went there with 3 other women, and we were there for over 3 weeks. And so we really spent time there. Um and then I did my DNA, and it turns out that I have 98% UK, English, Scottish, and Irish. And so I felt like it was home, you know, but I didn't know what my DNA was. When I was a kid, I'd ask my parents, what are we part of? And they'd go, you're Heinz 57. So that was the only answer I got. So I love the DNA stuff now. But yeah, Scotland is very high vibrational. Yeah, I would love to visit Glastonbury too. That's on my bucket list.
I'm drawn to that place. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So what happens when you travel is it opens you up. You know,
Mhm.
it just opens you up, and you get to different culture live. Um, and when you travel out, like the United States is a very young country, and 250 years sounds like a long time until you travel to Europe, and you know, you see castles that are, you know, over 1,000 years old, and suddenly you realize that our country is a baby, you know. And so very when you travel, and I just love it. Even going from the West Coast to the East Coast in the United States, you know, the West Coast is much newer as far as
But
settlements and stuff than the East Coast. So yeah.
it pulls up my heart.
Yeah. So I have a funny story for you, Harley, that Outlander. This lady, my friend, was in one of the Circle of Stones, and this was the year before I went with her the year after this happened. And she said this lady went up to one of the stones and she put her arms around it, and then she goes, darn, it didn't work. And so she had been watching Outlander, and she was ready to go.
Yes, I can
Yeah.
understand that. We're doing readings, revered wolf. Okay. Traveling is a journey of the soul. It helps us discover ourselves, open our awareness, connect with new cultures and places, release old patterns, etc.
Yep.
Would any of you travel? Because I know there's a lot of travelers here. Have you gone to a particular spot and had visions from previous life? Yes, Leslie?
I have. When I went to Egypt back in the 80s, I was in the inner sanctuary of the Temple d'Indura, and I had a vision, and I could see, I think I told you in the beginning of this that belly dance, I had that past life connection.
Yeah.
And so it was the Temple d'Indura, and there was this big pile of, there was a building there at some time, but it was all this huge pile of mud blocks that was disintegrating over time, right? It had caved in and was just a pile. And so I saw, when I was in the inner sanctum, I saw what that was. I saw who I was. I could see what I was wearing. I could feel the breeze. I could smell the air. And I was a priestess, midwife. And that temple, or that, not temple, I was in the temple, but this outer building was a birthing place where women would give birth, and I was a priestess midwife. So it was really clear and really amazing. That was the strongest past life vision I've ever had. So yeah, I'm glad I traveled. I am not sure what Kessens is.
She might have meant lessons.
Oh.
Typing on a phone. She might be
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If it's lessons, I get it. I think that it could be the universe calling to share lessons, because I know that when I've gone to, well, especially when I went to Scotland, but also Egypt, because I haven't had a chance to travel as much as I'd like to, but people have a lot of questions about the United States. So that's one thing I would share with them. And, but also your, oh, that's beautiful, Alia. I was in the inner chamber also in the Great Pyramid, and it was, for me, a different experience. I could feel it was a real high vibrational thing that I could feel, that the pyramids really are connected in a way that, divinely connected. And but yeah, I think that when we travel, we do share lessons with people. They learn from us, we learn from them. Boy, I learn a lot. I danced all over Egypt, so I belly danced in Egypt, and they thought I was the best dancer on the stage, and I wasn't, but I was different. I was an American dancer. I was different. And so then those dancers learn things from me, and I learn things from them. And it's the same thing when you're just walking through the markets, or in Scotland when we'd stay somewhere, people would ask questions. And yeah, she lived during the times of the pyramids. Okay, so Alia, what do you think about the pyramids? I'm curious what you think, because they are not like anything else in Egypt. They're a different stone. They don't have the history of the pharaohs on the walls, like everywhere else does. All the tombs have the history all over, all the paintings of the history of their life. And the pyramids didn't have anything like that. It was just sheer like marble walls, kind of, when you go up that tube. So it felt like they were from somewhere else. That was my feeling. So,
and we do hear that some of the stones were brought in. I was going to say, is Michael nearby, because we're hearing a repeat? I'm hearing an echo.
he might be. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know where that came from, but it's gone now, so that's good. That's good. Okay. So, yes, and not bad lessons, but knowledge from Gaia and the universe. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Wherever we go, it's important to share our knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, pyramids are a center of information transmission. Exactly.
Well, as you told us earlier about your story about falling off a horse on the San Carlos reservation, and what, 2 hours, 3 hours later, when you got back, they all heard about it, but there was no telephones. They did back then. They did not have mobile phones, people, and
Right.
most likely wouldn't have had any antennas for them either. So, but they
Right.
knew what had happened before you returned. So,
Before I got home, yeah, and people were like, "Are you okay?" And so yeah, it's the telepathy.
yeah.
So it's very different. The thing about the reason I wanted to write the book was because I wanted to share about the Apache culture and community. So one of the things that I am really strongly love to do is create community. And the thing when you grow up on a reservation where they have this strong community, and you come from where we didn't, I mean, my family, we didn't have really community, and we didn't have traditions and things like that. And so then I was immersed in this place where it was about community and that people supported each other. Um, there was so much love. I couldn't walk by the road. I had to walk down on the railroad tracks, because if I walked by the road, person after person would stop to see if I needed a ride, but I just was going on a walk, I wanted to hike. And if your car breaks down on the reservation, at least back then, right, then they will come and put their headlights on you so you can find out what's wrong. And if you can't, they'll give you a ride. Um, it's a community. And so I love creating community. So in belly dance land, I have this community of dancers that are worldwide. We have the online community, but we also, wherever I go, I can find belly dancers, and we have an instant connection. So when I went to Massachusetts in 2006, well, I went to Maine, but we flew into Boston. I taught several workshops in the Boston and in other areas of Massachusetts, and several up in Maine, and I'm still connected to some of those people, right? So whatever you do in the world, whether it's music or dance or art, when you travel, find other artists like you, and you will have an instant connection. It's great.
Yeah, I love that.
Alia says, I feel very connected to the constellation of Orion, and in Egypt it is beautiful to see it. Yeah.
Go to the pyramids. Wow.
Yeah, Harley, go. I highly recommend it. Go to the temples too.
Not just the pyramids, but the temples as
Not
well.
just the temples. Yeah, there's the Temple of Isis, Temple of Dendura, that are a couple of the big ones. And they are magical and mystical, and they're just, oh, there's nothing like it.
Wow.
I collect crystals and stones from every journey I take also. I'm a rock hound.
That's good.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. There's something
Rose
that
quartz heart.
yes. And yeah, there's always at least one stone that calls my name while I'm going somewhere.
Yeah. It's a cheap souvenir.
Yes. And I
As
like
long as it's, yeah, as long as it's and and it's natural, that it's from the earth, it's from Gaia, and that's what I love about them so much.
Yeah.
Gifts of Gaia. Speaking of gifts, that's one thing I wanted to say, is that each of us is unique in our own way, and our essence, out of billions of people on this planet, you are the only one like you. You're the only one that has the essence that you have. And so when you express that essence in the world, whether it's traveling or teaching or just whatever you do in the world, just your daily job, right? You could be a bagger at the grocery store, putting groceries in the bag, and and everything you touch that goes in that bag has a little spark of your energy, right? And so it's important to remember that, and to remember that you are a gift to the world that only you can give. Only you can give it, your expression. So, and it goes into everything you see and do, and we forget about that sometimes. And I like to remain aware of that what I say and what I do has an impact on everything, right? Because it's all about energy. So the stones also have energy. So rose quartz, they call it the love stone, because it connects with the heart. And the trees have energy, the water, everything in nature, has a different energetic essence. So each of us has, our superpower is just being ourselves, and just be yourself and allow yourself to listen to yourself. Yep. Yeah, I've always felt the desire to travel since I was a very young child. So Harley says it's like the world calls her soul. Either I've done it in a past life and it calls me back, or something for the future. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I like this sentiment from Robin.
Sounds like Mr. Rogers. There's no one just like you. I love Mr. Rogers. He's
Yes.
amazing.
I think more of us have come to appreciate him. For those of us who watch his show, original show, not just the reruns, I think we
Right.
appreciate him more now than we ever did.
Yeah. He knew what was going on. Yeah. He was a great influence, I think, on the world.
Yes. And we need much more of him
Yes.
these days. So, and you talked about Egypt. What was I mean, there was, I know you told the stories of other people in Scotland, but there was something that happened to you in Scotland that you haven't told us yet. I don't know what it is, but there's something. It's almost like you held something in your hand. This is just information coming to me. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I it was the day before we left, and we were next to the water and the ocean, coming between the islands there, and I saw this stone and in the water. And like I said, I'm a rock hound. Well, I couldn't reach it, so I had to step in the water, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be so cold, because here in Oregon, the ocean water is freezing cold. Your feet go numb within 2 minutes. The water was warm like Hawaii there, and I could not believe it. I was shocked. Well, I found out later that there's some kind of tide flow or whatever that's from the warm. It's all warm there, but it was so bizarre. I would have been swimming if I'd known that earlier. But anyway, I picked up this rock, and it has symbols on it. And I wish I had it in here. I could show you, but it has symbols on it, and it's so amazing. I have no idea what they are, what they mean, but I know that it's sacred, and it wanted to come home with me. So yeah, That was magical. And then another time I was at, can't remember the name of the place, but I laid in the grass and I channeled the ancient women, and they showed me the whole, it was these giant stones, and I got a download of what it was like in that time, which it was thousands of years ago, and um, what the women's spiritual roles were, what the men's spiritual roles were. And it was really, really profound. And I was traveling with women who weren't necessarily spiritual. So there I am laying on the grass, and then I tell them, oh, and this happened, and I talked to this family, and they're like, okay.
It's not that I feel sorry for those people. It's just that they're missing out on so much.
Yeah. Yeah. One of them had a clue, but the other two were like, oh, whatever. So and that's the other thing, is I'm never afraid to just be me, like, because I used to be, though. I used to keep my mouth shut. Not anymore.
Yeah.
So, Alia, when it comes to trees, if you can ever get to the United States and get to the redwoods, I highly recommend it. Those trees are ancient sentinels, and they have a lot of things to say to people like you and me.
Yeah, I went to the Buddhist temple outside of Williams
Oh,
this on Sunday, but I was walking around it and I was talking to a tree and asking it to come to me. It would not move, and then I touched it. Then it came to me and talked to me. So it was nice.
I love it. You had to make the first move.
I had to make the first move to make sure that I was acceptable.
Right.
Yeah. I awakened seeing the colorful energies of trees, plants, and nature. When I embraced a tree, I could feel the heartbeat of the earth. Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah. That is beautiful. I always say trees are my friends. I love trees. I've been a tree hugger since way back. Yeah, all about the heart, Robin. That's right.
And
Mm-hmm.
here in Arizona, or here in the desert part of Arizona, it's kind of rough to be hugging trees, but it's not something you can't do.
Yeah, a lot of the trees have little stickers. Yeah.
Yeah, and the bark is kind of annoying, to put it nicely. But even standing there, putting one hand and rooting yourself in a tree,
Right.
because you can ask them, "May I root with you?" And look up with your eyes closed. You can see that you are deep in the earth, looking up at the sky, just like the leaves are. So it does work.
Yeah, I have been in like become a tree before. It's pretty amazing. And then down there, the saguaro cactus, the can't say it, saguaro cactus.
Yes.
I love in the Tucson area. Talking to them, oh my goodness, yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, after over 50 years here, my respect for them grows all the time. However, I've never really gone up to one and talked to them. There's so many out on the trails that
Yeah.
those are the ones I would talk to, not the ones in the city. Definitely not.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is like when I go out into the national forest there, the Saguaro National Forest. I go hiking out there, and that's when I talk to them. Yeah.
Oh, and we're just about done. But you mentioned Oliver, so I had to bring Oliver out. I've already shown Mez Oliver. I picked this up in Oatman, Arizona, and that is Oliver. That is the alpha donkey there, and for those of you who do not know, Oatman allows the donkeys, well, the donkeys allow themselves free reign of the city. They come
Yeah.
in the morning and they leave at night. They say they leave at 5 o'clock. It's almost like their work day.
And they are so cute.
Yeah. And it is time. So I'm going to hide this, and I'm glad you do name your trees because they want to be a part. I mean, everything that's growing wants to be a part of us. We're all one, so embrace.
Right.
So your final words, Mezdulene, to the collective that's here.
My final words are just be you. Love yourself and be you in the world, because the world needs you just the way you are. You're perfect just the way you are. And thank you for being here.
Yes. Thank you, each and every one. And I'm not sure who will be on next week, but I do have Sean coming back. Susan will be back on the 7th of October, and Gabriel will be channeled by Scott. And hopefully, I'll just do the full interview with Gabriel, and that will be on the 16th of September. So I'm looking forward to that. So thank you guys for coming in. It's great to be back, and thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you, Julie.
And hold on just a minute. I will be right back with you as soon as we say goodbye.